I guess 14 is the magic number in 2020 or something.
What do you think about that, Rosie?
I got to be careful what I say because I don't see, I'm just my luck. This fat boy would sue me or something on it. But I just want to say the optics of it look bad, Dave. If I'm driving down the street in my van or my camper van and I'm going to meet a Facebook friend for the first time, and I see a guy that looks that young on the curb, I'm going to just roll the window down and say, sorry, man, something came up urgent. I'm going to have to move on. Man, there's no way that I'm going to stop and pull over and have a guy that looks that young into the van. As Tucker would say, the optics of it just look terrible in that situation. But I can't really tell. Some boys don't mature a lot until they're like 18 or 9. I mean, I couldn't really tell, but I wouldn't have gone near that. It's bad judgment, very poor judgment that you would be 40 years old or whatever, Elvis, 48 or whatever, and you're meeting even an 18-year-old. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Marshall tried to get it on with you.
The first night at the Hampton Inn in Skokie, we're up there. A really terrific cold wave came through with high winds. I remember being out there in the bitter cold working on the van, but the first night he's up in the hotel room, I was, I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. It's been a long day. And he's like, are we going to get it on? And I opened the curtains to the outside, and on the floor, you could see his van had on the asphalt, and it was rocking back and forth. The wind was blowing so hard. I said, that's your bed for the night down there. And the next day, he's like, could I at least shower in there? I'm like, yeah, it's okay. You could use the shower. I never had any interest in him in a sexual kind of way, but I thought that was funny that night. And then
thank God, Rosie.
No, I'm not into that. I really cared about the van life. I wanted to get a B. I wanted to be a nomad on the road because retirement was coming. He knows quite a bit about the nomad life and boondocking, and I thought I could get some advice on that. And I thought he was a colorful character. We got along really well. He wasn't anti-trans.
Colorful, you can say that again.
No.
But, Rosie, you have to admit, you got a lot of great content for that van build.
Well, the agreement before we went was because I was like, why am I going to do your van? Well, I'll tell you what, Rosie, you can have, you can do videos, you can do the streams. And I thought, okay, I do them anyway. I get a lot of people, and it doesn't matter to me. But I like the challenge of restoring and gutting and restoring a van. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, I'll try taking that on. And we had traveled all through the summer through the Great Lakes, Canada, and Niagara Falls. And, we got along pretty good. We didn't have any big issues. He wasn't acting like a dick on the road those months. It was actually quite good, And then we got to the rancho and worked well. And then we know what happened. So, yeah.
What do you think he'll do next?
Well, if I have any say in it, and I've been working very hard, it will be hopefully terminated within the next week or so. So we shall see.
His channel?
Yeah.
If he's using somebody else's name,
how do you monetize again? I don't get that.
When you reach a certain level on YouTube, you have certain entrees. Like if you're when you get above 20,000 subs, you have a chat button with YouTube that somebody will come on, like an agent online that'll chat with you on the side. So I was very lucky. I was able to cast my line into YouTube about 8 times and would just get standard kind of replies. And on the 9th cast, I finally got something elevated to a level, and I will have receipts. And Kit and Kat and Foursquare have seen proof of my communication. So will they bear fruit? YouTube's a very unpredictable place, Dave.
Yeah,
I have my own theory. You and Dave have your theory. Dave's talking about.
He doesn't have 4,000 watch hours, and he just hit 1,000 subs. I mean, how?
Well,
right?
I don't know that. See, that's why things aren't a slam dunk in the YouTube world. It takes somebody to really tear into that on the inside. That's why people have flagged and flagged and flagged and flagged and flagged, and nothing's happened. Because the connection, the linkage isn't there, that it becomes an automatic thing. So I was lucky I had somebody that agreed to, tear into this, but it takes time. Nothing's fast down there.
Rosie,
I have my own theory, Dave, of why his channel went down. It'll be concerned with something that he tried to pull on me that probably backfired on him. But we'll never know. It might be you, as you say, you sacrificing your channels.
I've tried to get YouTube to reply and explain the situation. They won't. They won't reply. And you know that
he won't be. He's in a desperate channel building phase right now. He doesn't have time to really do that stuff. So he's trying to crank up people. It's like Dave said. He had like me. I have a body of 10,000 videos. Okay, right. That's my bread and butter that brings people. If I don't upload anything for a week, I still get 10,000 views a day on my channel. 10 to 12,000 views. Yeah. Okay, that's just because people are watching moonshining, people are watching renovation, people are watching vintage audio, people are watching travel videos, band cooking, baking. He had the same thing. He had a Starflight RV review. It had 800,000 views. He made about $5,000 on that video. But it's like the Treasure of the Sierra Madres with Humphrey Bogart and John Huston, where they're fighting at the end about the gold dust. And it blew into the wind. He lost all of that. All that makes the base of what makes you money is now gone. I would agree, Sergeant Blackrock. He did something to me. I'm not going to disclose it now. And the way he tried to get my channel terminated, it freed me to go after him. Because normally I don't care if somebody brings a channel back. Hey, it's YouTube. What do I care, right? You do what you want. But when you do something to try to knowingly destroy my channel out of the blue, then I'm free to go hammer and tong, and that's what I decided to do starting a week ago. So,
a lot of people say that you helped him get a California EBT card. Is that true or no?
No. Did you just hear what I said? I explained to Sig.
Oh, I was getting coffee. I must have.
Okay. Well, here's the deal. When he came here within about a month or so, he turned his attention to the possibility of benefits, and I told him straight up and clearly. I said, Marshall, I've worked 46 years, all right? You're basically a leech on society, okay? You go to the hospital, you don't pay the bills, you don't pay taxes, you don't pay Social Security, okay? So I said, I'm not going to be a part of anything to do with applying or driving you to places to get benefits or things like that. I said, if you do that, that'll be on you. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about if you were successful or a failure. And I held true to that. So whatever he got was what he got on his own with his own driving. Now, as far as whether Missy Jan, because Missy Jan's a much more compassionate person than I am, she might have gotten involved and driven him around and done that kind of stuff, okay? But as far as me, Dave, I told him straight up at the beginning, I don't get involved with, I'm paid too fucking much taxes here in California to support that notion, federal and state taxes. So, again, my hand on the Bible to God, no, I did nothing to help him procure any type of benefits in the state of California. Yourself, dude, and if you get re-terminated again, that might be the best thing that ever happens to you. It forced you to get out there and make some real coin.
Yeah, but what's going to happen if, let's say, his new channel gets terminated, and then he just comes back with another one and does the same? How can he monetize?
I will have a better inroad in things.
I mean, he doesn't have the watch hours.
I mean, much quicker. He's probably using a channel that has already been somewhat active, and we just don't know about. It might be might be a friend that we don't really know. He talks about 401k Ray, and I bet 401k Ray $1,000 I would get my channel back. I wonder if 401k Ray collected on his bet yet. right? Honestly, even cared, because it is a win-win, because all of his base, he'll never have that money. He'll never have that money stream again that he enjoyed. He's too lazy to make content. He's 5 years older now, terrifically out of shape. His hooked on live streaming, will not do decent video content that would be picked up by the algorithm of promotion by YouTube. Okay, so basically it's a win-win whether he struggles forward with this channel, because in a week or so the interest will die down and he'll be back to his small little live streams that nobody will care about anymore, and he'll have the long slog of climbing Mount Everest again. You know, so it's like I promised. I swear to God, I don't care. I wouldn't have cared if he came back or not, but he tried to pull some shit on me that I thought, okay, man, I'm going to take my best shot at you now. So stand by, and we'll see what happens.
Can you say what he tried to pull on you, or no?
I don't want to say yet, because I want to put a nice package together on it. But let's just say he tried something novel in the realm of copyright with YouTube. That even YouTube was impressed in a negative way about how much of a low life he is to have attempted to
What
do.
Did you strike the ban content?
Huh?
What did you strike?
No.
Okay. That's what it was.
So it's, but I don't want to. I'm not one to run my mouth unless I have everything all lined up and everything. So, plus, like I was telling, YouTube's very unpredictable. You never know what they're going to do. Things that you and I would think for slam dunk would, he'd be terminated immediately for coming back. YouTube is a big 40 million channels or whatever. It's like, how much time and effort are they going to put into something? So,
now, Rosie, I got a serious question for you. Now, you looked at the motor of the Lisa Marie. Do you think it's got 200,000 miles on it, or do you think it's just now approaching 100,000?
I don't think that the engine, I believe the weak link of the Ford Windsor powertrain is the transmission in that vehicle. So much heat, so much wear. If I don't miss my guess, it'll be the transmission that does the first major fail in that operation.
Has he had the training fluid change and the filter? Or
I don't think that he has. No, I don't think.
Oh God! And I'm sure he's never had the rear differential fluid changed.
No. It's just too large. He's never put aside money for capital expenses, in case of a breakdown. So where would that money come from? Who could he ask for that money? Well, he could be desperate enough to pick up the phone and call me. Oh, Rosie, let's apologize. Let's bury the hatchet or whatever. Or I would say no, and I wouldn't get involved in that anymore. So I don't think Norm has kind of disappeared from the scene. And I don't think Norm likes to be an ATM on demand. I think Norm will give when Norm feels like doing something on this. So,
but Norm gave him 12,000 American last.
He might call you, Dave. He might call you.
I know. So where do you think he's going for the winter, Rosie? Do you think he'll go back to Florida, or do you think he'll head to Mexico?
Depends on the money situation. Like if the things fall into place and he becomes terminated, then I don't know what the next call would be. I guess to Mr. X and Norm or family or whomever. I really don't know, Dave. But,
but he's not hurting for money. If he was hurting for money, he'd do begathons every day. He'd be begging hard. We know that. When he gets under $2,000, he'll beg hard. And it's nonstop, twice a day, every day. And he hasn't done that yet. So I don't think he's, below that dollar amount yet.
Well, I believe he lied when he said he got his AdSense from last month, too, because that was zeroed out for that. The only channel that was associated with that was the old Elvis Travels channel, and they withhold your payments on that. So I'm quite sure he didn't get the he lied about that for the money for that.
Oh, yeah, that to piss the trolls off. So people would keep watching. Don't you agree?
Yeah, there's no way that YouTube would pay that out to a channel that's been terminated. It would. There's just no possible way on God's green earth that would have happened. And the monetization will catch up with him, because in one of my correspondences with YouTube, I said, he's remonetized. And the answer was, don't worry about that. That's not even an issue right here. Don't even mention that right now. It's like that's a sideshow in what they're looking into. So and stuff. So I never count chickens before they're hatched. But I will take my best shot like he took at me. So
it'll be interesting to see what he did to you. What'd you say?
Let's just say the kid got in the van, and at that point, Elvis is freaking out because people were saying on the side chat, check the ID, and all that. And all of a sudden, he kind of panics and kills the live stream. And I think probably at that time, he told the kid, you got to hit the road, man. This is, I've just lost my appetite for whatever, because I probably screwed up or whatever with this video. Would he be breaking the law?
Technically, no. But the problem is the kid got in the van and it was headed toward the back. And Elvis had to physically stop him, say, no, sit.
Yeah, okay, well, it's just really stupid to put yourself in that situation to begin with, so.
What an idiot.
Yeah.
Born a fool, die fool.
Well, that's when you get sloppy. All of a sudden you think you're invincible, and that becomes your downfall. You do stupid stuff. You lose your ability to be.
Yep.
Well, the IQ was always low, but you lose your ability to even think on the most basic level of how something looks. So, yeah, it's
no streetwise.
It's like the school of WWE or whatever. It's not the best teacher of life or things.
Yeah.
Also, the school that says go negative and be as controversial and hated as you can be, because there's never a payoff for that. In August, his channel was dying. There was no views were in the toilet. Nobody was subbed up to it. It was frozen. And
yeah, but he did that to himself.
People say you bought him 1,000 subs because he went from 8,046 to 9,000.
I never bought him subs, ever. I would never do that.
Okay, well, somebody did. So
I'd buy you subs before I'd buy him subs.
So it jumped up 1,000, but he was dead. Nobody was watching that. And that's when he put those stupid magnetic signs on the side of the van and tried to take it up to a new level to generate more controversy. And he ended up shooting himself in the foot. So it's the way it goes.
I mean, I truly believe in the next 6 months it'll be the end of him. Just because
I believe if it's the end up, it'll be in the next week or so. It'll come down.
Oh, please God.
Yeah, but then he'll just start another channel, but he won't be.
It doesn't matter. But now I've got a more direct path into. This becomes easy at this point. The griddle's already hot, Dave. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to preheat the griddle, and it's all. We pour the next pancake, and I'll flip it over. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be a much easier proposition at that point.
Well, because he shows himself. If you did a channel where he